Today is Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan. Rosh Chodesh is always filled with such incredible excitement and incredible joy. Rosh Chodesh itself is a Yom Tiv because Rosh Chodesh represents a day of renewal, a day of starting again, a day of Hischadshus. But interestingly enough, this month of Cheshvan is often referred to as Mar Cheshvan. And we translate Mar Cheshvan as Bitter Cheshvan. How can you call a month Bitter Cheshvan? So the name of the month Mar Cheshvan is often gleaned from the contrast between Cheshvan and Tishrei. Tishrei, every day was a Yom Tov. We start the month with Rosh Hashanah, we go to Aseret Simei Tshuva, to Yom Kippur. Even the days between Yom Kippur and Sukkot are days of celebration. Sukkot, Chol Hamoed, Shmini Atzeres, Simchas Torah, Isru Chag, and even the remaining days of Tishrei kind of carry on that light, carry on that essence of the month. And then we come to the month of Cheshvan, and there are no Yomim Tovim. There's no Yom Tovim. There are no celebratory days. The next Yom Tov we have on our calendar is Chanukah. So as such, many assume that the name of the month, Mar Cheshvan, Bitter Cheshvan, reflects a month bereft of Yom Tovim, bereft of holidays, and bereft of celebration, or at least organized, institutionalized celebration. But the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh and his students say something so beautiful. They say the name is not Mar Cheshvan. It's not Bitter Cheshvan, but rather it's Merach Shevan. Merach Shevan means from a wording of to whisper, that this is the month of whispering. What's the Merach Shevan? What's the whispering of this month? And the Baal Shem Tov says so beautifully. He says the month of Tishrei is like the Ribono Shel Olam yelling in my ears. A beautiful yell, not an angry yelling. Pretty beautiful. Come home, come back, start again, get it together, rebuild yourself. The world is filled with opportunities. Grab them. Take them. We scream, Zachreinu l'chaim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, of course I'm going to give you life. We ask for brachas. Hashem says, I'm going to give you those brachas. So Tishrei is a very loud month. We're calling out to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, give us, give us, give us. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu yells back to us, of course, of course, of course. Just do something amazing with it. And comes the month of Cheshvan, says the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, Merach Shevan. There's no yelling in this month. There's no raised voices, neither from God to us or from us to God. This is the month of whispering. It's this month, says the Baal Shem Tov, that we have to remember all of the promises we made last month. We all made promises. On Rosh Hashanah, when we realized that we were davening for life, when we realized that we were davening for health, davening for parnasa, davening for our family, we made promises to God. And in fact, we said to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, many of us, if you give me life, I'll give you whatever. If you give me parnasa, I'll give you, and fill in the blank. We make promises to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But sometimes what happens in life is the promises are forgotten. Or the Kabbalahs, forget about promises to God. What about promises to me? I made Kabbalahs, I made promises to myself. Because I decided, you know what, this is not just going to be another year. This is the year. This is the year I'm going to accomplish the things I've been speaking about for years. This is the year I'm going to cross the finish line that I've been running towards for decades. This is the year that I'm finally going to do all of the things I've been promising myself for years. This is the year when I'm going to become the person I am truly capable and desirous of becoming. I made those Kabbalahs. I made promises to me. I made promises to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If I fractured relationships over the course of the year, I made promises to others. And then kind of Yamim Noraim, Sukkot comes and goes. And very often the promises, the Kabbalahs, the statements, the dreams, the aspirations often dissipate. Comes the month of Cheshvan. And the avot is very simple. Start whispering to yourself. You know, sometimes if you whisper to yourself and people see it, you look a little out to lunch, you look a little mad. Well, this is the month where you have to whisper. I have to whisper to myself. And what am I whispering? I'm going to remind myself of all the promises I made. I'm going to remind myself of the promises to Hashem, the promises to my wife, to my children, the promises to my friends, the promises to my kihila, the promises to my community, and the promises to myself. And I'm going to whisper them to myself, all of these promises, all of these Kabbalahs, all these dreams, all these aspirations. And I keep on whispering so that I remember what I pledged. I remember what I promised. and they find the koach, find the strength and resolve to make good on all of those promises. This is not a bitter month, chas v'shalom. There is no such thing as a bitter month. Even the month of Av, which is filled with so much sadness, what does the Mishnah say? Misha nichnas Av mema'atin b'simcha. We diminish our joy. It doesn't say we're not joyous. It doesn't say we stamp out all joy. We minimize. Mar Cheshvan is chas v'shalom not a bitter month. There is no bitter month. Mar Cheshvan is Merach Shivan, the month where we remind ourselves about all that we accepted and all we promised in Tishrei. The month where we whisper to ourselves over and over the obligations we now have to fulfill. I wish all of us a good Chodesh, a beautiful month, a month filled with simcha, a month filled with hatzlacha, but most of all, a month filled with beautiful and melodic whispers. Wishing everyone a wonderful day.